cutscenes in this game are fantastic. Done by Jim Lee, actually,
to Braniac.
and written by Jeff Johns. Some
I do not
fantastic
plan an
work.
invasion, rather an assimilation. I have identified key junctions in Earth's vast nexus of knowledge.
That's Braniac speaking.
These I will capture and digitize first.
If you guys haven't watched the trailer, the cinematic trailer, which is the intro for the game, I would definitely suggest doing so. I'll put a link in
Of
the
course,
description.
some non-essential
It tells you the
information may
story.
be captured
It
as
is an
well.
amazing trailer.
This will be sorted and purged once the digitizing is complete. Earth's resistance does not concern me. There is no intellect strong enough, or power brutal enough to resist me. Soon this planet and all it contains will be mine. Intriguing. There is an anomaly in Earth's atmosphere. Beginning analysis. These exobytes are my own technology. Each one holding
That actually
unknown
gets,
stores
those
of
exobytes get put out
digitized
during
power from
the
Earth's future.
intro cinematic
My
by Lex
harvester
Luthor,
ships
and they
will simply
contain
reclaim
superhero
the
data, and it's how you
provided
become a
by these
superhero.
exobytes.
You're basically getting the powers of a hero or villain from the future, allowing you to become a hero, but you weren't always superpowered. Hence, you learning how to use it when you're an
This
adult.
is a new obstacle. These humans resist my assimilation. My conversion units cannot hold them.
It's definitely a neat concept. The idea of just becoming superpowered at one point in your life, and then being taught and brought under the Justice League's wings to fight back.
To Braniac.
It's kind of a nerd's dream come true. But I'm sure that's what they were going for. So this is going to drop us into the tutorial level, which is a little bit of a story-driven thing. Oracle walks you through. And this will be a good chance to give you an idea of the combat, so you have a have a heads up going in, because the combat is very different in this game.
The hack worked. I'm in and you're awake and free. Whew. Okay, I'm Oracle and we are gonna get you off this ship. Look for a doorway out.
1037.
Okay, so attacks are actually done by pressing the
Broke my
button. So
hack.
press,
The
press,
ship
press,
knows you're
press,
free.
etc.
Watch out.
The right button is a ranged attack, even if you're using something like swords.
Contain the human.
Get
You press
ready.
F
My readings show
to
forces
turn on and
gathering
off
beyond
your
that
movement
door.
power. So for example, when I started flying, I pressed F. The oh, look at that. Already got a feat there. Those are the achievements in the game. The cool thing about those is when you get enough, if you notice that said 10 points, when you reach certain thresholds and points, it actually gives you skill points to upgrade your powers. So unlike a lot of games where the achievements are just for show, this game actually gives you a reason to get them, and it's done very well. Another thing with this game is a lot of the stuff you see in the environment you can pick up and use as weapons, which is pretty neat. The physics in the game is well done. Well, it's well done in a very superhero way. Everything is pretty exaggerated.
Gather reinforcements. I will patrol towards the prisoner bay.
The Overseer. It's like a giant crab walker thing. Okay, so what it's telling me now is a giant V is going to appear over his head with a skull in it. When that happens, I want to hit Shift. Shift is block. If you don't hit Shift when they do that, you can take a lot of damage. I mean a lot of damage. Certain guys will almost one-hit kill you in those situations. It won't actually one-hit kill you a majority of the time, but it comes very close. If those situations are where you make a mistake, you need to get out of there and recoup. Use a potion, which are called colas in this game. There you go.
Affairs initiated.
The timing gets pretty easy after a while, but it's definitely
That
adding to the
was
action
an
portion of
overseer.
the combat.
Let's get you out of their patrol range. Look for a transport tube above you. They crisscross the ship. Use that
you
to
hit
keep
F.
moving.
Hit F to enter your mode there. You'll always stay in movement mode if you hit F and don't turn it off. You just won't be able to use it, and you'll slow down when you're in combat. Here we go. First level. Okay, so when you hit K, it's going to bring this up, and you notice there's power points and skill points. Power points are for your power set, which in my case is fire, and then skill points is for your weapon set, which in my case is dual blades. So you actually have a couple choices. You have an immolation tree, and you have the ignition tree. So all the different power sets have two choices, and they're actually going to go different directions. I'm actually going to go Immolation. I enjoy it quite a bit. It has a lot of healing elements to it, and it's good for solo play and playing in small groups, which we will be doing when I'll be playing with DarkRelic. Iconic powers is something you can do starting at level 10, and then starting at level 22 in the lower ones. These are actually iconic powers from the comic books. So Superman's Heat Vision is one of them. You could do Shazam's Lightning Bolt that comes down. You can even do the lasso from Wonder Woman. These are really neat to kind of little fanboy moments where you get to use Superman's Heat Vision. I actually utilize that on my other character. Okay, so this specific one, if you notice at the bottom on the left there, it says tank roll and damage roll. In this game, you can actually change rolls. You don't actually unlock them all till later levels, but the idea is they're kind of like stances, where you move into the tank stance, and your abilities usually do a little less damage, but they will actually, you'll become more defensive. You'll have defensive aspects to your abilities and things like that. If you're in the damage roll, which I'm actually in right now, all of your damage is increased by a specific amount, in this case 35%, until the hit counter resets, and I'll show you the hit counter in a minute. The cool thing about that is that it actually makes it role specific. So if you need a DPS guy, you could be DPS, but if your guy is set up for it, you could be a tank. Just switch right over, making it to where more people can fulfill more spots in groups. Okay, so this instantly engulfs me in flames, damaging nearby enemies while reflecting damage back to your attackers. Okay, so we got that, and that actually adds it down onto my bar there. So I'm still going to be attacking
All
with
units.
the clicking,
The subject
but
has left the main
so my
corridors.
weapons will still be my main
Search the
attacks, but I'll
vessel.
use that in conjunction. The other cool thing is that your mana bar, so to say, your power bar, the blue bar, that's used to use these abilities, obviously it diminishes when you use these abilities. To get them back, it's all about your normal attack, your weapon attacks. So for example, you hit a guy 15 times in a row with your swords, it's going to gain you back a nice chunk of your blue bar to be able to cast more abilities, making it so that you're switching back and forth between abilities and attacks, Really a neat dynamic system. Okay, so when stuff comes out like that, whether it be items coming out of a mob or whether it be coming out of a chest, you're going to want to hold the control button by default. Now, people that use things like Venturello and TeamSpeak normally use the left control as their talk button, so you might have to change that around a little bit. But in this case, it is controlled by default. When you hold that down, it sucks all the items in from around you, kind of collecting everything. And a lot of stuff ends up that way. Everything from... a lot of stuff ends up that way. I mean, the items that drop, the equipment that drops, the quest items that drop, money that drops, all that stuff's going to be just like that. It's going to drop in little orbs, and then you collect it to yourself. Okay, now here's a tip for you guys that I did not know the first time I played this game, and it was actually very confusing for me. The first thing you want to do before you put on any equipment is go to this one right here, the Style tab, and lock everything. Because if you don't, what's going to happen is every piece of equipment you put on is going to change your costume. And that's not what I want to do. I want my costume the way it is. So here we go. So these, as you can see, have two things. One, it has stats. Equipping this will change my stat by 18 defense. So it has 18 defense on it. It has durability. So items can be damaged in this game, or you have to repair through a vendor. And then it has a style. So for example, this is a style of Fourth World, and it's not collected. If it says not collected, it means by equipping this item, it's going to add that costume piece to your style tab. So I'll show you what I mean. So I put this on. There we go. You notice it didn't change the look because I had my guy locked. And then this one's the same thing, Fourth World, 24 defense. I'm going to put that on. Now I'm going to go to Style, and if I go down to Hands, I now have a second option. I can use the Fourth World, so Banded or Fourth World. Now on this specific character, I am actually going to go with Fourth World, so I'm going to leave that on. I'll go with that for the boots too as soon as I get them, because I like the look of it, but luckily you can choose from piece to piece.
Continue patrolling these halls.
And whether you
Entire
want to
ship is
wear
connected
that
to
item or
Braniac.
not
You
for
have to
stats,
keep
you can
moving.
always use the costume piece associated. And the same thing goes for the opposite. Even if you don't want to use the look of that costume piece, you can still have it equipped to get the stats. Okay, so let's see. So we want to go right up here.
Get ready. The ship is sending more security your way.
Flame on! Which is, of course, a Marvel character, but that's okay. Comic book fan's a comic book fan, right? There we go. You can see it's doing quite a bit of damage to all these guys. There we go. Definitely a lot of clicking involved in this combat system, but that's okay. Fun stuff.
Motion detected in the hallways. Stop the human.
Eventually, you'll be able to get attacks that will close the gap between you and your foe, making the combat quicker and making you bridging the gap faster, which is nice. It's actually the first thing I'm going to take here when I get to that point.
There's a high security nexus up ahead. Get through and use the transport tube.
There we go. I'm used to having that ability. Actually, I think it's going to give it to me really quick here. There we go. There's a chest right there. We'll make sure I get that. Almost got hit by falling debris there. And there are the boots. So this is what my guy normally looks like. This guy looks just like my other character. And as you guys have probably noticed, looks just like my City of Heroes character. Okay, straight down. There we go. And down a little further. Here we go. Okay, so you hold E to use nearby objects or lift objects up or anything to interact. Another trick is you can also hold both mouse buttons to do the same thing. So if you hold both mouse buttons down, it's just like clicking E or holding E. I've dealt with them pretty
All
easy.
units move into position. Contain the human.
So it looks like a bunch of exploding barrels worked in. So we can do the E thing to pick these up. Left click will actually beat them with it, right click will throw it. Boom. Using the objects in your area is actually very useful. You can do significant amounts of damage with objects.
Delivering shipment of
Plus,
Earth
for characters that
goods.
don't really have good range skills, picking something up and throwing it at them, it's very useful. There we go. Is there an open door? Oh, the guy left, that's fine. One more over here. Oh, looks like he threw one. Picked one up and threw it at me.
Delivering shipment of Earth goods.
There we go.
Stop.
Get ready. The ship is sending more security your way.
Yeah, they're already here. Okay, here we go. So now I got a skill point. So now I can put points into my weapons, my dual wield, or I can put points into my movement, which in my case is flight. Like I was saying, we had a whole flight tree there. Later on, you actually can unlock other weapons, so you can have more than one, say taking a ranged and a close combat one. It's always a good idea to complete your first one, get that going the way you want it first. Okay, so if you'll notice at the bottom, it shows you how to do these attacks. So in this specific attack, you're holding down the right button, and it's going to do a charged AoE, like a pushback. This one is going to be the one I'm going to take. You actually jump straight towards the enemy and smash right into them. And this specific one has a bonus, actually gaining +4 vitalization, which is health. And then this one is just, once you tap 10 times, that last hit in the combo is going to be like a spin kick type thing. Okay, so Whirlwind Strike. And you'll see me use that quite a bit. It's actually extremely useful. Here we go. There is a respec option in the game. While you can't change your choice
These
of
energy
power
readings.
set or anything like that, you
Braniac
can
has a
choose
full invasion force
spend your
stored
points
on this
differently in
ship.
all the trees,
We
and
have
that's
to
at the
destroy it.
watchtower. I'll show you that when we get to that point. It's quite an army. Look at that. Whew.
Warning. Human activity detected nearby.
That jump lunge thing I just did is actually the power I just purchased. It's very useful. Okay, whenever you get stunned, you want to hold down shift and you will break right out of it, typical hero style. It's very important to do that too, because if you get stunned, you will stay there for quite a
Damage
while.
to this vessel continues to mount. Move into position. Destroy the escapee immediately. Human.
Wow, I think he just picked up like a giant crate of some sort and was hitting me with it. looks like another guy over here.
What are you doing in here?
Looks like a bigger guy. Oh! He's got that above his head. Whew. Looks like he's gonna hit me with some energy beam. There we go. Got him.
The ship's main gun is up ahead. Destroy it, and the ship's external defense network will go down. Then the League can get in and get you out of there.
Rescued by the League, huh? Sounds good to me. Now you can pick a villain in this game also, which changes the initial storyline a little bit. It obviously following someone like Lex Luthor is going to be significantly different. Yeah, there's a super attack thing going on right away. It's another one of those overseers. Make sure I block.
Initiated.
There we go.
Do not let the prisoner reach the prime weapon control room.
Piece of cake.
Damage to the power couplings will destabilize the ship.
Nice. Got a belt piece. There we go.
Do not be foolish, human. You cannot stop the conversion.
Yeah, I think you're wrong. I think I'm going to be able to stop it.
You're in the Nexus. Destroy anything connecting the gun to the ship.
Okay. Okay, so by hitting tab in this
You're
game,
approaching the gun chamber.
you can actually
I have
lock
Superman
into
standing
to a
by
guy.
to teleport in the minute it's
So
out and the
instead
shield's
of
dropped.
having it just target whatever your camera is kind of pointing your head at, so to say, you can hit the tab button to lock into a boss, for example. Very useful to have. The Q button allows you to lock into a object. So in this case, it's this link coupling thing of some sort. Power
Coupling
coupling, it
destroyed.
says.
Stability at 75%.
There we go. Get in there. There we go. And as it's saying right there on the screen, the objectives are white dots on the map, which is useful.
The prisoner.
In this case, they're all in the same room, but sometimes they are pretty spread out over a map, so it's nice to have them on the mini-map
Only
there.
one coupling remains. Do not fail Braniac.
Okay, one more remains. There we go.
Yes, the gun
Nice.
is falling. It's smashing into Braniac's bottle below.
You will submit.
Where'd he go? Oh, nice. There we go. Now I've got him target locked, so if he tries that again, it'd be easy to find him. Yeah, see, it turned me to him automatically. There we go. Well, he's got something he's going to do. Block that. Looks like he's charging up something nasty. Nice. I blocked it, so he got stunned. That doesn't always happen, but it is nice when it does. Almost got him.
No, this one has failed. Powering.
So I got a green cape there, very
Superman,
cool.
Get ready. I'm bringing you in.
Superman,
Foolish
huh?
human, you have doomed yourself. You will go down with this ship.
Nice.
Think again, Braniac. You can't take out the both of us. We're not leaving until we shut this ship down. Permanently.
Surrender now.
Come on, Superman, let's kick some butt. That is definitely one of the best parts about this game, is if you're a fan of DC Comics, or DC movies for that matter, fighting alongside some of these heroes is awesome, especially with voice actors that are recognized, and quality voice acting work. And then the work of Jim Lee makes the look definitely look like it's straight from the comic books. And the story is very well done also. Jeff Johns is a fantastic writer, one of my favorites. I actually met him at a convention once, real nice guy.
Almost there. Keep fighting. The network doesn't want to let me in.
There we go. No problem, I could do this all day. Me and Superman, we're like best buds. He's like, who's this guy again?
Harvester ship VII-O has been compromised. Deploy my remaining forces.
Yeah, I'd say it's
to
been
Earth.
compromised. Look at us go.
The ship has been compromised. All units must evacuate.
Don't run. Anybody else? Oh, looks like we're done. Okay, head out to Superman.
Nice work.
Hold E to talk or both mouse
Braniac
buttons?
wasn't counting on you breaking free and disabling his ship. Now use the teleporter and get yourself back to the city. We've got work to do.
Okay, teleporter.
Yes,
Up.
it's done. Superman will finish here. Use the teleporters to escape. Go!
There we go.
Our every tactic failed. Braniac came to Earth to destroy it.
Squid monsters
And he
crab
was
monsters?
winning.
His ships look weird.
Then, a dying version of Earth's greatest villain brought us a weapon from the future, stolen from Braniac himself. New heroes to withstand Braniac. And new villains to exploit the madness.
Of course.
I will train these heroes to fight the sick chaos of the Joker and the evils that face us all. I am Batman, and the battle has only begun.
Indeed, it has only begun. Okay, so headline complete. I'll go over headlines and feats and all that in deeper in another episode. They are a big part of the game.
Now that you're off the ship, I'm Oracle. You've just teleported into Gotham's 9th Precinct Station, one of the many Justice League safe houses we keep in Gotham and Metropolis. How about I show you around? Safe houses are where you'll find contacts for missions, mailboxes, vendors, and the teleporter to the Justice League Watchtower.
Nice. There's Commissioner Gordon and Robin. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stop here, wait for DarkRelic to join me. I'm very curious to see what his hero is going to look like. See you guys soon.